gave them any guarantee. Don't you think somebody said, come, I will give you land? Don't you think somebody said, come, I will give you members? We live in a generation of people who do not know God, clamoring for guarantees. Can you stand by me as I start ministry? There are people who enter the campus carrying only one box. Where their school fees of the next session will come from, they did not know. Blind faith, obedience. Please listen very carefully. Some of you, God is shaking away this auxiliary scientific faith that does not produce results. Let me tell you this, when you start your journey, and this is the advantage of the campus, aside from the privilege to learn, the campus is a platform that gives you the liberty to know God. There are many families, because of their biases as to certain aspects of the kingdom, they may not give you the liberty to worship and pray and do night vigil. So God uses the disguise of your academic pursuit and plants you in an atmosphere that gives you the privilege you may never get at home. There are many people who will not be here if they were in their homes. The parents will not agree. Some by 5 o'clock, 6, no matter how old you are, once you are under that covering, you must be home. So he gave you admission, even though you were not qualified. You still don't know why the admission still came. It is a time to know God. Unfortunately, the devil too is waiting for you at the gate of the campus. As soon as you arrive, he would distract you with all kinds of things. Can I tell you, ask most of the people you celebrate today, their season of preparation started, they utilized their moments on campus. There is no great man who God used mightily that had the privilege of passing through a campus who cannot show you their places of prayer, their points of prayer, their points of fasting. Moments where you prayed, moments where you fasted, no money but you fasted, or you carried everything and gave it away, and it will look as if you are irresponsible. Let me tell you the truth, our love for God was vetted by the purity of our pursuit. When I started working with God, I never knew that they used to give a man of God honorarium, that you preach and you count 10 naira. Believe me when I tell you, to know that you preach and you actually put an envelope, I probably will run away. Knowing God vets the purity, it reaffirms the purity of your desire. Because if God does not do that hard check, let me tell you, by the time the glamour of success comes, you will not last. Is the reason why many today, their first car is the window that leads them to perdition. Their first international ministry is what dries up their prayer life, because they did not stay with God to love him and to know him above all things. Times where others sleep is why others are awake. Lord, my beloved is the most beautiful among thousands and thousands. My beloved is the most beautiful among thousands and thousands. Yeshua, Most of our visions and prophetic encounters started in the place of prayer, not in the place of looking for power. Genuine search for God. That's how we started receiving songs from the Spirit. Genuine search for God. Help them, please. Genuine power forged by the fires of His presence. No TV, no radio, no nothing, no phones, but God. In the beginning, God. For someone, God is saying, I'm still waiting for you where you left me. You started with me, but your first invitation, they gave you an opportunity and you left me, and you believe you are doing ministry. He said, in the year that King Uzziah died, something must die for you to see God. Your pride must die, your ambition must die. When you come to Him, He takes away that which is alive in you, and He becomes your only life. In the year King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord. In the year my pride died, in the year my lust died, in the year flesh died, I saw the Lord. So the first, in your season of preparation, God gives you time. There is a time frame to pursue God and to seek Him sincerely. And let me tell you the truth, you cannot do all the socialization you want to do and find God. I'm sorry, I hate to be a bearer of bad news. In economics, there's something called opportunity cost. Is that true? You have to make quality choices. You have to discover the God of heaven. Lord, so this is how you are. And let me tell you this, the seed for finding God is time. You will never truly encounter the God of the Bible if you cannot sow the seed of time. Don't give God 5 minutes, 2 verses, 10 minutes prayer. I want to have an encounter of someone who has dedicated himself, literally become the sacrifice on the altar. God is not unjust, my dear people. And let me tell you the truth, the bankruptcy of the genuineness of your encounter will tell later in ministry. It's true. It's the reason why today there are people who are weak, very, very weak. They did not build capacity. Can I tell you this? On campus, you most likely don't have children. You most likely are not married. You most likely may not be the person shouldering your finances. That time you have, you will not have it again. There are today, ask any man of God to set aside time for God is a luxury. You have to go the extra mile to create certain things. He said, eat, for the journey is far. For someone, this is a word for you. Instead of running around trying to announce yourself and say you've not invited me, thank God that nobody knows you yet, and stop wasting your time trying to make everybody know you. That is not the key to ministry. Just because you have advantage of internet and YouTube, you can shout your name and be surprised. If God does not say hear ye him, you will waste your time. You see, this generation needs help. We need to redefine our priorities, because we are used to celebrity living. All I need to do is just conjure something, let people just know I'm there, and that's it. No. When the devil finds out that you are determined to destroy yourself, he will be the one to open the door for you, because it is knowing God that will help you to know which door is anointed and which door is not anointed, even if it is opened.